What's going on, Tribe? And welcome back to episode 3 of TrybeTalk. My name is Anuj, and today we will speak with another gem from our Twitter Tribe community. He's a hardcore Arsenal fan, has been playing FPL for the last 10 years, just like the most of us. He's having a whale of a time this season as he's been rising up the charts. I was just looking at his history, and it's been phenomenal how well he has played. He's a hardcore Arsenal fan. And like I said, and has an astute football mind as well. Please welcome Sankalp Nanda, aka Understanding F8 on Twitter. So F8 is fate, right?
F8 is football.
All right, welcome. How are you doing?
Great, Anuj. Thanks for having me here. It's been a good season FPL wise, as well as Premier League wise so far for Arsenal. Fingers crossed, and had a lot of fun this season.
So I just wanted to ask you on that, the season that this one has been so far, and especially around game week 17, 18, 19, 20, where a lot of postponements were there. I remember game week 18 had some, 5 or 6 postponements at the last moment. Do you have any complaints about this season? Just forget about your rank, right? Because the reason I'm asking is because a lot of people I heard and read in the Twitter community is that this season is an anomaly. We should forget it. It's a wipeout. There is no predictability.
I think football or FPL, by extension, it has a strong correlation with real life, right? For the last 2-3 seasons, we have COVID coming on and disrupting all our entire lifestyles, right? The way we used to go to work, the way we used to go out, right? And obviously by extension, it disrupted football as well and FPL as well. It's a reality. It's not something that we can avoid. I can, completely empathize with people, who, especially people who plan a lot for the next, 3, 4, 5 weeks, and suddenly it got disrupted because of 1 or 2 things that you can never, think of, right? You cannot predict these things.
As we discussed before, this is for our viewers. Gulf right now is at 2322. Ranking of 5773. Is this your highest for the season or
this season? I think more or less yes. I have been slightly inside 5k, but that's mid game week, so I won't count that. I think this has been the highest rank for me.
Do you have any chips left?
I have my bench boost,
which is 36, 37.
36 is the plan. Yeah.
36. I'd love to hear your thoughts about how Arsenal season has been. Especially after not so good season last year. We've shown here is a home form versus an away form, and Arsenal obviously has a little bit of an advantage in terms of not having any other European disturbances in terms of playing in different tournaments apart from the domestic tournaments. Obviously,
it's been a very exciting season. A lot of ups and downs, right? The way we started first 3 games, losing all 3 games. And bottom of the league, a lot of people were starting to predict, relegation or the bottom 10 for us. But I had a lot of confidence in the team, especially because even when we talk about last season, right, we started off last season very poorly. We ended the season on a high. While it was not there in the table, from a result point of view, we could see a lot of, continuity or continuation in success in the points. And that's something we wanted to build on this season. From a fan point of view, obviously a lot of focus was on top 4. If you ask me, I thought 5th was perhaps the spot that I was looking at. We did not get in players who could have immediately improved the team. We brought in players who we knew will gradually improve and have their impact on the team. So the target from my point of view was somewhere around 5th. When we talk of signings, right, and that's one thing that I really liked about the summer that we had, was these are all skill set based signings, right? We were looking for a particular type of player. It was not any kind of name, good player, promising. It was just not that. We were looking for a goalkeeper who could, put in passes, who could put in crosses, pinpoint it to a player who could help us build attacks. We're looking for a similar, right-footed RCB, right, which we had White, and we knew that he would be someone who would really help us in building attacks by passing as well as dribbling. Of course, now the expectations has grown up, right? So we are really, hoping that we get into top 4. below top four, you'll still have a lot of fans making noises. Why did we lose out on this? But I think really good season to have as an Arsenal fan. Defensively, we have not been as good as last year, be it the overall goals conceded or even the inherent metrics that we see, XG and XCA. But
Right.
still, I feel it's the it's the result of the kind of play that we are having. Last year, Arteta maybe did not have the confidence in the players and the kind of
Yeah,
team he.
exactly, exactly. Correct.
So we played a lot more
So
conservative.
he was more exactly. He was more defensive. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And this year he has given us a lot of freedom from the back. You see, be it Tavares, be it Tierney, you see him going up. You also see Tomiyasu or a Cedric Soares, overlapping with Saka, which was just not happening last year. Right, a lot of changes have happened,
Yeah.
and we are spending a lot more time in the opposition half as well as in the final third. Something that I really like to see.
Correct. Correct. This is just to endorse of what you just said. So above table is the last season's table as far as Arsenal's defensive record is concerned, and this is as per the expected goals conceded. Arsenal is at fifth from the top. Obviously, Chelsea, City. Again, I'm surprised with Brighton. How were the third last season? United and Arsenal. Liverpool was sixth, obviously because they had a lot of injury issues at the back. Now, as compared to this season, which is the bottom table, and Arsenal is currently at seventh. So this is Arteta's third season, right?
Yeah, 2.5. He came
Two,
in.
yeah, correct, correct, correct,
Yeah, he came in mid of
correct.
the 1920 season.
And how did the 1920 season finish? Was
I
it
think
eighth?
yeah, yeah, we were eighth. He
Eighth, right?
took he took it
So
over when we were 13th or something. So
right.
more or less
So
fizzled out.
2021 season was his first real season, and it can show in these stats, the differences that he wanted to kind of he was defensive and he wanted to show people that yes, we are kind of improving. We're taking baby steps, and he wanted. And once if you want to see improvement, you need to be strong at the back first, and then maybe take it forward in terms of the attacking. And this season, yes, they are number 7 in expected goals conceded, but on the attack, as far as the attacking stats are concerned, I think it's just the opposite. Who has been the most surprising player for you this season in terms of his attacking capabilities?
I think Smith Rowe we started the season really, really
Right.
well, right? I remember when he ended last season, he was playing really well. But if you look at his stats, right, neither was he there in the goals or in the assists. We could feel his presence around. He was making things tick really
Yeah.
well, but he was not really involved. His end output was really low, and that has really changed this season. The way he takes his chances.
No,
Constant.
his finishing this season has been just phenomenal.
Correct, correct. So we saw an interview with I think Athletic last season end where he confirmed that this is something that Arteta really wanted him to work on. They changed his diet, they gave him a dietitian, and a lot of changes were made in the background for
Right.
him to start working on it, and something that he has really picked up. And to be honest, Saka, while there was a lot of hopes on it, we are yet to see him deliver uh, with consistency. The way he has done it this season is really surprising for me because he came in post that Euros penalty
Oh, exactly.
fiasco.
I was about to come on that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And the first, I think 4 or 5 games, he was not exactly there. He was still 50-50. You could see that, post Euros phase. But after that, he's picked up really, really well. And he's scoring a lot of goals. He's creating a lot of chances. He's constantly, taking on one, two, sometimes three defenders with a lot of confidence. And that's something that you need from your wingers, right? This is something that I really see different from last year to this year is our
Right.
forwards have that confidence and they're taking on the opposition defenders, and that is creating a lot of space in and around for themselves or for other players to come in and to create something.
I don't think he started first 3 games. I think it was 30 on average. He was playing 30, 40 minutes in the
Correct.
first 3 games, and then after that, yes, he started kicking out. I think he scored his first goal in the first win of Arsenal this season. All right. Now let's take a look at the big one, which has happened on the weekend. The smile has just gone wide for you. What did you make of the game?
So I went into this game, and this is the first game of the game week, right? And
Okay.
I have Ronaldo as captain for this game week. So I didn't know what to do. While obviously I'm supporting Arsenal full
Right.
completely, but I knew the kind of defense we are having now, especially with
Yeah.
Tavares coming in, and I think United were given a lot of opportunities by Arsenal within the game. But overall, from what I expected from the game was Arsenal to dominate the central areas. The way we press and the way United press, it's completely different, right? United are very disjointed in
Yeah.
the pressing techniques, right? I think from 2.79, 2.2 odd xg was in our first half, right? So
Right.
there we created a lot of opportunities. We had Eddie miss, not miss. He had a very strong shot directly on Daya, but we created a lot of opportunities in the first half and could have gone say 3-0 up. But you always know that when you have strikers like Ronaldo, right, in the opposition, they will take any kind of opportunities you get. You
Absolutely.
saw the goal that Ronaldo scored, out of nothing, right? Once Bruno missed that penalty, I was kind of sad to see Bruno because I have Ronaldo as captain in my FPL team, but once he missed, I kind of felt that after that they did not have a chance.
Do you make of your new captain? Last 6 months of his, as in of the last season when he was on loan, he was like a mixed bag. And this season he has just taken off 6 goals, I think 4 assists. Very quietly goes about his work.
So, when the summer started, right, there was a lot of noise around Buendia, right? And
Right.
everyone wanted Arsenal to get him, right? Someone who's not only attacking midfielder, someone who's combative as well. A lot of focus goes on attack, but Odegaard is our central point when it comes to pressing opposition defense, right? When we press in a 4-4-2, so we have one striker and we have Odegaard going on, and his work rate
Right.
has been immense, really, really
Amen.
strong work
Absolutely.
rate. So as a player, he has been really, really good. I think the stats are still not giving, doing justice for him. The kind of
Yeah.
performances he has done this season. If you disrupt Odegaard, Arsenal get disrupted. That's something that
Right.
Vieira really attacked, and he even said it
Exactly.
in the
Yeah.
post-match interview.
You're absolutely right in terms of his difference of style in playing. What he when he left last season and now when he's come back, he looks much fitter. He looks stronger, and I think maybe it's the difference of that now he's permanently playing for Arsenal and not just on loan. You mentioned El Nini, right? This was his second game he started. Obviously, he did well. His contract is getting over, and I think he's come out in the open and said that even if they want me to stay, even if they don't promise me first team, I'm willing to stay here. So I see a lot of happiness amongst other Arsenal fans as well to see such kind of attitude from bench players because it's very difficult to keep them happy. And the one thing as a fan when I see how teams celebrate a goal, that's for me is like a very big indicator how much chemistry is there in the team or not. uh, like Arsenal, all 11 players are there always. Not 11. Ramsdale obviously, but Ramsdale has also come most at times.
He comes out and
I
celebrates on his own.
yeah, his celebrations are also amazing. What do you feel about Saka's injury in the game?
So what Arteta said is he had an injury getting into the match. It's a kind
Okay,
of a discomfort or strain, and he just picked on it. Thankfully, now we have a gap of more than 7 days, right, before the next
yeah, yeah,
match with
right.
West Ham. So I'm hoping, that Saka comes in. My gut says Saka will start. He has been the talisman for Arsenal team, especially the last 10-15 games. He's picked up really, really well.
I think the weakness that we saw in Arsenal's game in this match against United was again from the back. So is it? Would you still think that it is all because of Tierney's and Partey's absence, and now the 3 games that you lost, Brighton, Southampton, and then Crystal Palace, back, 3 in a row, and now obviously there are 2 massive wins against Chelsea and United. Has Arteta found the solution, the short term solution for that?
I think so, yes. Because what we normally do is when we do not have, party, is we go for Lokonga, and we put Lokonga in a single pivot, single midfielder. And what he tried was he put Zaka in the left back position because he was not sure of Tavares. And Xhaka has been an immense player for us. Another player that you don't really
Hmm.
talk about on social media, but
Yeah.
from a performance wise, I think this is the second season. I know last season he did not get talked about primarily because of the kind of results we had or because of the table
Yeah.
standings. But now that we have El Neni and Zaka again working as a double pivot, things are better for me attacking wise. Defensively, the errors that came in from Tavares, I think that will continue. What Arteta does is now he goes for a hybrid 3-5-2, where you have Tavares
Right.
going up front and you have Cedric staying back. Tavares was up against Elanga, who's really tricky player to
Yeah.
manage.
Yeah.
Right, he's young, he's fast, he's really ambitious. But the fact that Tomiyasu came in for that 5 minute cameo at the end of the match, and then we have West Ham 7 days later, gives me a bit of hope because Tomiyasu was really good when he started playing for us.
Do you think he'll start now?
Still 50-50, but the fact that it's 7 days later, and
Yeah.
given the
Yeah.
fact that we had both Cedric and and Tavares making these mistakes, so I have a feeling that Tomiyasu might start because we have given him a lot of gap to recover. It was a
Hmm.
recurring injury, and it happened only because Arsenal brought him back too early.
Arsenal had lost three of the games, I think in 31, 30, 30, 31, 32 game week, and now they won the 33rd and 34th. Obviously, double game week, so they're in the middle. Spurs did just the opposite. They won the first three and they lost their last. They drew to Brentford and they lost to Brighton. So there's a feeling in the community that we need to move on from Kane uh, and maybe go big at the back or get KDB and together with Salah in the midfield. So the whole question about cheap forwards have come up again, as has been the case most of the time, because forwards really this is not has been forward season at all. This guy scored twice against Chelsea. Was he more like a poacher that he was the right he was at the right place at the right time?
Eddie, I have been a huge Eddie fan since the last couple of years. He has not really, gone out and shown what he can do.
Right,
And I think most of his goals, if you look at the records, I think 90-95% of his goals are inside the penalty box within the
right.
6 yard radius. So you'll read a lot of stats around it. So that's something that does not surprise me. But the first goal that Eddie scored against Chelsea was purely because of his pressing, right? And this is something that
Mm,
Eddie brings on for Arsenal. Last match when in the second half, I saw him constantly on United defenders, even if it was towards the end of the match. And same
right.
with Chelsea. They had already gotten Thiago Silva, who's the world-renowned defender, and you saw Eddie make life really difficult for us. So Eddie is
Yeah,
that kind
that's
of
true.
player.
Eddie's presence now it does seem to have make an effect on Martinelli's playing minutes. Uh, Now, do you see Martinelli's minutes being limited now and ESR starting ahead of Martinelli because of Eddie's presence?
I think there are a couple of things. One is obviously Eddie because he started making those runs, right, which Laka was not making. So we do not need two people running into the same channel, right? Second is Tavares. Like now that we know we have to play
Hmm.
Tavares as a left back, he is a player who will attack on the outer wing of the left wings, and that is the reason we need someone to control the inner channels. And
Right.
Smith Rowe is a player who really plays well in those inner spaces, the half
Correct.
spaces that you call. And Martinelli is someone who really likes to stay outside, a bit more wider and attack from wider areas. So more of I feel Tavares is more of a factor why Arteta has
Right.
now thought of getting the ESR back because we do need to control those half spaces, else that entire area will be vacant for counter attacks. But even in the
Hmm.
matches that we lost, he was going constantly close to the player, to the defenders, to the goalkeepers. He was constantly creating chances. Uh,
The game against Liverpool at Emirates.
yeah,
I think he was mind blowing the way that he just gave his all.
And
It was really unfortunate that he didn't come out of the game with a goal.
And I
It
remember
was
the
amazing.
same against City when he was up against
Yeah,
Cancelo.
yeah,
There are a couple of really good chances where he created, getting past Cancelo, dribbling out the entire City
correct.
defense, and almost scoring. We missed
Yeah,
a bit. So, very good player, but I understand the concerns from a FPL point of view. I have Martinelli, and now I'm thinking, maybe this is the week that I might, actually sell Martinelli for someone different. But the only thing is, you have to start looking for players, in that price bracket because I don't want to disturb the structure of my team.
Eddie, do you think is a must-have now for as a third Arsenal asset or a second Arsenal asset?
Definitely for me. I know because he can be your second striker. Even most of us are going lighter on strikers, right, on the forwards
Hmm.
bit. And apart from the
Right,
West Ham match, so West Ham match is the only match that I'm not sure of a Eddie start, most primarily because West Ham plays really deep, and they will
right,
not give any opportunities for a striker to start making those runs. And these are the kind of matches Arteta normally prefers Lacazette. So West Ham
right.
is a match that I would not go for Eddie. I would rather go for him in the Leeds match if you're looking to get him.
So these are the five fixtures left for Arsenal and Tottenham in the race for the top for the fourth spot. Okay, so I'll put you on the spot. Obviously, you think Arsenal is going to finish fourth, but tell me the points, final points for both.
Okay, I would say when it comes to Arsenal, we would win West Ham and Leeds. So you have six
Right,
points there. We will draw the Spurs match and the Newcastle match, so the 8 points, and we'll
right.
win Everton at home, so 11. So I expect us to reach
71.
71 is the expectation that I have. When it comes to
Right,
Spurs, I think they will win Leicester for sure. They will lose out on Liverpool. They'll draw our match, is my understanding, right? So
four.
currently we have 4 points. Burnley at home is where the expectations are, but I think they'll win the other two matches as well. So that will take them to 10 points. So 68,
68.
68. So a
Right,
lot,
right, right.
like I said, depends on that derby match. So if we draw that match,
Absolutely.
I feel we should be through.
All right, perfect. Let's get into an FPL quiz. I have three set of questions for you, and the nerd that you are in FPL stats. This should be an easy one. Name all the players uh, who have crossed the 200-point mark already this season.
I think we have Salah there, right?
Right.
I really don't keep a track of the season metrics because
Okay.
you always keep a track of the last 6 weeks, last 8 weeks, right?
Right. Right.
So
Right.
it's a bit difficult for me. I would say maybe I think the players that are close are Sun, Jota, right? These are the players that I expect to be close,
So Sun
as well
is
as
right,
Jota. I
and the
think would
third
be
one,
150 plus.
Jota is 150, yeah, but third
Uh,
is one who just passed it last night.
uh, was it Trent?
Yeah, Trent. Yeah.
Cool.
So three of them, and I think the closest one now is Cancelo, if I'm not wrong, around 180 points. Okay, which club? The reason I'm asking you this question is because somewhere Arsenal is involved.
Okay.
Which are the three clubs who have hit the woodwork the most times in this season?
So one has to be Arsenal.
Yeah, and Arsenal is third.
Okay.
So
Is it-
okay, so one. Sorry.
I was thinking, is it Liverpool because they create so much? I'm expecting maybe they hit the woodwork as well.
Yeah, the logic is right, but Liverpool is not the
Not
answer.
that.
Logic is absolutely right.
One,
So it's
I
City.
think. Okay, second is City. Okay.
First
And
is
City,
City.
first is City, third is Arsenal, and
Second is a team which is on the wrong end of the table.
Watford,
Leeds.
Leeds.
Leeds is second. So okay, this is a who am I question. So I'll give you 3 hints or 4 hints. I don't have more than 4 hints. I'm sure you'll answer after the second hint only.
Hopefully.
So first hint is This is my third season with Arsenal and seventh overall in my senior career. Second hint is I am 24 years old.
Okay, I'm counting down my entire team. So you have
You know what? You have named all players except one.
okay.
My national team can still qualify for the World Cup.
Martinelli is not there. Pepe.
Oh.
Is it Nicholas Pepe? No. Elneny. No, it's not his third season.
No,
I think I've crossed off the entire squad again.
Okay, I'll give you one last hint.
Okay.
I am the most expensive footballer signed from that country. Okay, I'm currently injured.
Okay, we are back to party. Okay, it's Tierney.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I completely forgot Tierney.
you said all the defenders, but you left him.
Yeah, I missed him.
You are at around 5,000 rank, and with 5 game weeks and with a bench boost left. So all the very best, and do finish well, as high as possible. And as you said, your aim is to reach as close as possible to 1,000. But all the very best, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for having me here. It was such an engaging discussion, right? It was so nice discussing about Arsenal. And, you guys can follow me on Twitter. I use my account called Understanding Football or Understanding F8. The idea for me was when I started this account was to discuss a lot around the game, learn a bit more about the game. And this is my third, or I think it's my second season in FPL Twitter world. And I feel I've learned so much, just by engaging with people, discussing concepts, right? And that has helped me a lot in the way I played FPL as well. But I've been able to take this risk primarily because I have been able to back myself, back the kind of ideas I have about the game. So please follow me on Understanding Football. In case you have any queries about FPL, feel free to, just DM me. I would be happy to help.
Thank you once again. Thanks for your time. I hope I didn't stop you from having your dinner.
No problem. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.